Hey everyone, welcome to the second part of our four-part video series. My name is Ryan Fries. I'm a technology consultant here at Ingram Micro. And if you haven't already, go ahead and give us that thumbs up button if you like today's video. And of course, you can go ahead and subscribe if you really like today's video. In our last video, we quickly went over some of Citrix's solutions and the outline of this video series for Citrix's technologies. Today, we have, in my opinion, probably the most exciting of the four topics, just because it's near and dear to my heart. And that's all about selling, positioning, looking at whatever you really want to call it with Citrix's virtual apps and desktop service solution. And that is if you aren't doing that already. If you are, we love you. Thanks for the business. And we really appreciate it. So let's just jump right into it. So if we look at reason one is most customers need some sort of remote access solution. So why not lead with one of the industry leading solutions out there for remote access? And that's Citrix's virtual apps and desktop solution. So if we look back at the pandemic and we look at, beginning of April 2020, March 2020, around 70% of Americans were actually completely working from home. And that number has been reduced if we look at today into more modern, but that number is still around 56%. So still pretty significant as far as the number of users working from home. And this kind of begs the question, when we see this advent of remote workers, what does the future of the office look like? What does the future of work look like? From what we've been seeing here at Ingram Micro, and what actually we've been adopting at Ingram Micro, is companies are moving to this hybrid work model. They're allowing users to work from the office 2 or 3 days of the week and working from home the rest of the time. And actually, they tend to dictate which days you can't work from home from, because they want that collaboration when they're in the office. The reason I'm bringing this up is it's important to understand how your customers are facilitating, how they're approaching their hybrid model, their work from home model, so you can be better equipped to position different technology solutions to support that hybrid work from home need. And that kind of leads us to Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop Service. So you might be asking yourself, a lot of my customers, they're using technologies like a VPN today. Maybe they're using Microsoft's remote desktop services, maybe another solution for that remote access need. Those are all great solutions. They're industry leading, but there are some valuable insights and additions, functionalities, so to speak, that a virtual app and desktop solution provides that a traditional VPN just doesn't. Actually, just to help paint a picture, we have a group of technologists here at Ingram Micro that focus on security. And when the pandemic first hit, they actually identified a good, better, best metrics when it came to remote access solutions. And without going through each one, the best solution they came out with was a virtual app and desktop solution connecting to some sort of thin client device. They said it was the most secure solution to gain access to those internal resources, and it also provides the best user experience for the user. And that's all what Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop Service does. So essentially, Citrix will manage all the supporting infrastructure that's needed for the environment to run. Your customer still has full control and manages their applications, their desktops and data. So that all remains with your customers still. So it's really a turnkey solution to help your customers gain access to all these internal resources as quickly as possible when their users are connecting from home or in the office. So that's the reason one. Reason two is all about the financial side of the house. And that's Citrix is offering huge margins for you as a partner to position their cloud services. So Citrix is very heavily invested. It's actually a goal of theirs for this year to help transition their on-premise customers over to the cloud. And their financial numbers, their margins are reflecting that. So if you're positioning the cloud solution, virtual apps and desktop service, you're eligible for 16 points of upfront margin. So that's pretty enticing for most partners out there, and compared to the on-premise version, which is half of that, it's 8% upfront discount. And that doesn't even include all the additional benefits that Citrix is offering, such as backend rebates, any sort of incentives for white space accounts, so on and so forth. So reason number three is Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop Service. It's really just one part of a multi-solution offering. And what I mean by that is it's very rare to almost never happens to where a customer is just getting quoted for Citrix licensing. And that's because Citrix tends to touch multiple aspects of the business. When we talk about a remote access need, we have to include components such as, what type of endpoints are my users going to connect from? Are they going to be leveraging laptops? Do we need to issue out thin clients? Are we required to have additional Microsoft licensing to ensure we're compliant on the Microsoft side? What about peripherals such as headsets, microphones, webcams, things of that nature? We almost always need to consider server space. What's going to host this virtual app and desktop environment? Maybe we need to include a solution like an HP or a Nutanix or whatever the case may be to host that environment. And of course, Citrix themselves has add-on capabilities with their virtual app and desktop solution. So we might want to add additional analytics as an example, so we can have a deeper view into the environments, both on a security and performance perspective. And then reason number 4, and it's kind of near and dear to my heart, and that's you get to work with one of the best teams at Ingram Micro. So we have a very mature and tenured Citrix team. We actually have myself, so on the technical side, as well as 4 sales reps dedicated to Citrix on the Citrix Solution Advisor side of the house. So that's all about reselling Citrix licensing. And we also have a team dedicated to Citrix's service provider model. So if you prefer going the MSP route and offering Citrix as a service, we have great resources there available to you to help with that side of the business as well. That's not even to mention we have a very skilled licensing team that can help you with creating your bombs, getting quotes out. So we have a lot of resources available to you to really help grow your practice. And that's what we're here for. That's what we like to do. It's our partners that make our job fun on a day-to-day basis. So definitely reach out to us because we're more than happy to help grow your overall practice. So that's it for today's video. Again, if you like today's video, we really appreciate you to go in and subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. In the next video, we're actually going to interview somebody from Citrix to talk about the Microsoft and Citrix partnership and how Citrix makes Windows Virtual Desktop better, how they enhance that experience, because a lot of customers are inquiring about WVD, what it offers. If we look at Microsoft Inspire, that just happened last week, there's some major announcements, and it's important for us, for Citrix, to really play inside the Microsoft space. So we'll be talking through that in the next video. So thanks all for joining today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks all.